So basically what I wanted to ask you is funding. Funding your very, very first film, your first endeavor. Like, what does it take? And give us some tough love here, because a lot of people don't want to hear this.
Yeah, I mean,
they
don't call it the movie business for nothing.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
Movies cost money. I don't care if they're low budget, micro budget, no budget. There's money involved. We didn't raise any money on the first one. How we tried to raise money was we applied to the Irish Film Board, which is sort of it in Ireland. That's my partner was Irish. I live over here. So we pitch a budget, you put a treatment together that kind of walks you through, here's what the movie looks like beginning to end, try and make it as visual as possible. Trouble is, of course, this is a documentary. You haven't even talked to anybody yet.
Right, yeah.
You're trying to explain what the movie's like, so there's a lot of fiction involved in nonfiction. Trying to explain, you're trying to sell, you're trying to get people excited about it.
You gotta lie a little bit.
You gotta lie a little bit.
The
Irish Film Board, funding agencies over here would be...
when that didn't work for your first film, what did you have to rely on? Now here
credit cards.
Credit cards. Here we go.
Credit cards, absolutely. And bear in mind, this film was basically me and Mark, my business partner. He shot it. He was the DP. I edited, wrote it, and interviewed people. We did the sound. We didn't have a sound guy, which is a huge mistake if you can avoid it at all.
Now you have something.
Yeah.
Now it's not just your word. On the second one, you actually got some funding. So tell us a little bit about that.
As you said, we had one under our belt, which kind of helped. We also got some producers with us this time. A friend of Mark's from Ireland who had just shot a film in Lithuania, and so he had a Lithuanian co-producer. So him and his partner and the Lithuanian co-producer came on board this one as producers. We were having dinner with an executive from MDR in Germany trying to sell her on TV rights there, and which eventually worked, and we just a couple of weeks ago got $8,000 from them. I think the total budget at this point is somewhere around €112,000 for the whole thing. Yeah. But you're traveling through a dictatorship for 2 months,
right.
and stayed. I think I lived in Vilnius for about 3 months, and I was away from home for 6 months, and the salary was about $10,000. No one's trying to get rich, especially with docs. It's and I don't think anyone's trying much with regular indie film either.
Right. That's
you do it because you love it. And it's why I always told people about newspapers. Right. People wanted to get in. I said, look, if you love it, do it. You'll never have more fun. It's a great business to be in, but don't expect to get rich. Movies are the same. You do it because you love it, and but you also have to be somewhat savvy about the fact that, unless you're independently wealthy or take a vow of poverty, you better learn something about the business, because it is a business, and it's difficult. It's tricky to raise money.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Not at all. Thank you for having me.
It's very educational.
Thanks, Rob.
All right. Okay, it's Ron Tamaki again for BOM Productions. We're going to talk today to Cameron Stiehl. I see her right now. She's right there.
Hi, Ron.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Nice to see you. You look great.
Thank you.
Awesome.
So my show is called Happy Hour with Cameron Stiehl, and we've been working on it for about 6 months now, 5 or 6 months. The idea was born literally over drinks. Last October. Like every good idea is over alcohol, of course. I guess my goal is to get to know people on a friendly level and help other people see who people are as individuals rather than stereotypes. Right. And not only to break down the difference in culture between like the straight culture and the gay culture, but even amongst ourselves in the gay community. Because there are so many silos. Like the lesbians don't want to hang out with the bears, or the drag queens are doing all this great work as far as fundraising and stuff like that, but nobody really knows what they're doing.
How do you launch this thing?
So I started to meet people in film.
Right.
And my idea, talking to them, they're like, well, I would love to work on a project like that. Let me help you by doing this. And then I'd meet somebody else. Let me help you by doing this. Everybody has a specialty. I have a camera. I know how to do sound. Oh, I can edit. Everybody has a thing that they can do to contribute to this. So bringing the people together suddenly, this is a project that might actually be doable. It's just all about who you know and who works well with you. Just try it. I've learned about how to get sponsorships a little bit, how to start marketing. And I'm not a marketing person, but there are always people to help you. If you are doing what your passion is, there's always going to be somebody, that's a great idea. Hey, I know how to do this, or I know somebody that knows somebody that works at an alcohol distributor. They make great sponsors for you. Let me help you with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there, it just starts to grow. If you have a message that needs to be out there and you feel like you have something to say it. And don't let people tell you that you can't, or this is something that's too hard, or that's too difficult. It's not. Try it. And if you fail, you've learned something from a failure. You get right back up, you try again. Failure is an educational opportunity. It's not something that should stop you. So go for it. If you have something to say it.
Well, thank you so much, Cameron.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure. And now we're going to go boozing.
Yeah, let's go have a drink.
Okay, we're here today with one of Bay Area indie filmmakers, Hari Mahesh. How are you doing, sir?
Good. Welcome to my little office. I have a couple of computers. Stuff used to come from India, and I used to line it up here. And this is the phone. I used to be on it for, I think, a total of 500 hours, I should say. Yeah, I started, maybe late 90s. And I was working with a screenwriter called Rebecca Sanders. She wrote the first feature film because that's what my goal was to make. I mean, it was a very, very small budget film, and so I just put my own money. I mean, if you have something, then people are willing to put some more money into it. I mean, if you're just starting from zero, we made it and showed it in a couple of film festivals, and that was my card. I mean, for at least indie filmmakers, you never know where the money is going to come. You would think, oh man, yeah, this door is opening and probably I can get there. And then little do you know, it gets shut so quickly. And then you said, oops, now what do I do?
You said that you should be the first one.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The very first one. Yeah. If you're expecting someone to put something.
I mean, you have to have your skin in the game. I mean, that's the first question. They won't ask, but they'll think, okay, he's asking me for money. Is he in it? I mean, yeah, we spend time, energy, and all that into it, but they don't get to see it, right? I mean, they got to know you first, because this is the first time they are meeting you. And if you start bombarding with a lot of information, which you have already been working, they get kind of overwhelmed. Don't carry any, demos or any of that in any of the meeting.
Right. It's like someone passing their CD. Here's my mixtape.
Don't do that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to set their expectation, very, very realistically. I mean, you have to give them all the hard work which goes into making a movie. So you have to be patient and keep opening doors. And then if you have multiple people interested, that also helps. Do some kind of a soft investment. They don't have to put money, but they can, provide you with services. Yeah, you should have an LLC set up.
Limited liability.
Yeah, limited liability corporation for every project you do. So it becomes more, you're investing in that LLC and they are not giving you the money. They have that too, and they have full rights. They can come in as an active investor. That means they would like to participate in the creative process, or they would want to be a passive. So I am on my next film, and I'm going to do the same thing. It never ends.
Right.
So again, talk to people.
Right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, no problem.
We've learned a lot.
I hope so.